my name is Sylvia, and today I'm going to talk about this study, new insights into the huddling dynamic of impaired penguin. In first introduction, what is huddle? And penguins get together in a tightly packed group, just like in the photo. They call huddle. And the purpose of huddle is because they have to endure very low temperature in the Antarctica, so they have to conserve their heat and shelter themselves from the intense wind. And why we choose impaired penguin in this paper is because they are the only species can breed during Antarctic winter. And the huddles can bring advantage for them, but it also causes some problem for them. Because when you get into the huddle, the temperature around them can reach 37.5 degrees Celsius, but the highest temperature that birds can endure is only 20 degrees. So it's a paradox condition for them. So they let us curious about what factors influence the process of huddle formation and breakup and methods. And we collect data from 2005, 2006, and 2008 in Antarctica. And then work to count the birds in the colony, and each season once a week, depending on the weather condition. And we collect data from 3 reproductive periods. First is pairing period, and the second is incubation, and the last is chick rearing period. And sometimes the penguin will also get together, but we will not call it a huddle. We will just call it a loose aggregation, just like in the sea. And the definition of huddle is that the penguin in the huddle will tuck in their head into their shoulders and put each beak on other's neck. But in loose aggregation, they can move freely and they won't put their head into their shoulder and also do not have their beak on others' neck. And the method we know the climate and seasonal influence is we photograph them in 3 different times, it's morning and midday and afternoon. And we also collect meteorological data from weather stations like air temperature or wind speed. And the method we knew the duration of huddles and breakup, we just videotape the colony during the incubation period with digital camera. And to assess the time individuals spend in huddle, we use this data logger is used to detect the light intensity. So we detect light intensity and we glue it to the penguin's lower back. And when the data of light intensity drops below 14 AU, that means that the bird is in huddle. And next we statistical analysis. The target variable is number of huddle and mean number of individual per huddle. And predictor variable is meteorological factors like temperature, wind speed, and result. And in this slide we can see the number of huddles has the negative relationship with wind speed and air temperature, and have a significant positive relationship with solar radiation and wind direction. And the mean number of individual per huddle is that have a significant negative relationship with air temperature and solar radiation, and have a positive with wind speed. And in this we can see the highest number of huddle appear in rearing period, and the highest number of individual per huddle appear in incubation period. And the The in this slide, SS is time and the YS is percentage of moving individual. And you can see when some penguins start to moving to the whole penguin are moving will just take less than 2 minutes. That means that the huddles will break out less than 2 minutes. And the movement of individual between huddles and loose aggregation is most of them will move from loose aggregation to huddle, and less is move from huddle to loose aggregation. And 75% of them will entering a huddle, and only 25% will leaving the huddle. And those enter a huddle is 19.9% of them were from a loose aggregation, but only 9.1% of them was from other huddle. And those leaving huddle have 18% enter loose aggregation, but only 20% of them enter in other huddle. And we cannot see the significant difference between the birds leaving the exposed side and with in the leeward side. In discussion, climate and influence huddles patterns, air temperature, wind, and solar radiation were the main driver push inter-penguin together in huddle. And the effect of air temperature on the number of huddles is surprising. So we guess that they form huddles with closest individual. And they do not look for a large pre-existing huddle when the temperature are low. But if the temperature are middle, they will just go into a large pre-existing huddle. And due to the three different periods have different conditions, in the pairing period, the male and female penguin will appear in the colony. But in incubation, only the male will appear because the female has to go to feed. And the chick rearing period, the male and female penguin will appear automatically because they have to go to feed automatically. So we see the number of huddle in pairing will as twice large as in incubation. And in this data we can see this condition. And we predict that the pairing, the number of huddle in pairing period will more than chick rearing period. But we cannot see this condition in the data we get. So we conclude that the number of birds do not influence the number of huddle. And with some reason that they will break up of huddle. The reason first is the land temperature is too high. So they have to go outside to drink some water to cool themselves down. And most of them will break from edge of huddle. And the second is they have to avoid a domestic behavior in the huddle. Just like men, they will fight each other, so they never will just go out and the huddles will break. And last is in the incubation period, they have to go out the huddle and regularly turn their egg to ensure their egg will grow well. And the movement of individual between huddles and loose aggregation is the most movement for duration from loose aggregation to huddle. And they do not choose a particular side, exposed wing side or the leeward side. And the conclusion is that this temporal difference between joint and living huddle. For example, comes from the fact that individuals in loose aggregation differ in their need for words, and while individuals in huddles need to display their key at the same time. And that's my presentation. Thank you.
Echo. Sky. Ancel. Lena. Kim. Leona. Okay.
I want to ask the logo.
You jump up. Jump up.
Why the light intensity drop below 40 means that the bird is
Repeat.
Why the light intensity drop below 40 AU means that the bird is in huddle. Because in the morning the AU will over 120, and in the night the AU will be in the 16 and 80 AU. So if that below 40 AU, that means they are in the huddle.
Okay. Second will be Benson.
You mentioned that they choose 3 times, like 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and in the morning and the afternoon. And why do they choose these 3 times? Not begin from the 8:30 or 7:30.
Can you repeat? Sorry.
You said that they choose 3 times to photograph their behavior. But why do they choose these 3 times? Why don't they choose earlier or
Later.
later?
Why they choose the 3 times? And I'm sorry, I didn't know why they choose the 3.
Okay. Lena.
Quadrant is without temperature. Without temperature.
Repeat.
Quadrant.
What's your question?
What is the range of legal temperature? I don't know, sorry.
Hint.
Can you result table what? Result. Yeah. Can you explain the positive or negative side and the relationship of the positive negative side and the yes no?
Repeat.
Can you explain the positive signal or negative? That is, for example, if it's positive, that means that when the air temperature are low, the number of huddle will be high. And significant means that we have a obvious relation with positive.
With what?
Positive relationship.
How about negative relationship?
If air temperature get down and the number of huddle gets up.
So that's positive or negative?
Or negative, sorry.
Okay. Leona.
I want to know the size of temples will influence their huddle or not. Like bigger temple will huddle or smaller temple will huddle. Now,
You said that little penguin will huddle or not?
no, I mean is the size will influence their huddle behavior.
The size?
The size of the penguin.
What's your question?
The penguin size will influence the number of huddles. It didn't mention in this paper. Sorry.
Volunteer question, Annie. Volunteer question? Okay, Angelica.
When you say when the temperature is too high, the penguin will go out of the huddle from the cage. But the highest temperature is inside the huddle, I guess. So when the temperature is too high, the inside of the penguin still cannot get out.
Because the fun layer will get out from the edge instead of from the most inside place. So they have a some is that the temperature is not highest in the middle.
So the highest temperature is not in
Yeah.
Okay. Micah. So, I think overall the talk went very smoothly. So you spoke very fluently, and I can see that the tables were nicely remade, and you were able to explain this clearly. Although the positive negative is confused, and do you have that? Okay, and overall the data have been clearly presented. However, I have a few comments for you. The first thing is, do you have a goal, a slide showing the research object? I don't see this, so I was looking for that method. Usually it's before this. So maybe that's your research object. Maybe you can give us a word, the goal of this study. Okay, so we know clearly it's not just a common question, it's the question that you want to answer. Okay. And another comment for you is your spoken language is nice, but your voice is soft. You know, it's not like my voice. My voice is harsh. So therefore, when you have a soft voice, it's not your fault. Okay, it's nature, your born nature. But you have to realize that if your voice is soft, then it's easy to give people the impression that you are really putting them to sleep. So therefore, you have to speak with up and down. Like sometimes you are louder, and sometimes you are a little bit softer, but not too softer. Okay, but that's something you really need to keep in mind because that's the limitation of your voice. Okay. And another thing which I think you could add next time, because you are actually talking about a very interesting topic when I was reading this paper, and I do think that you can humanize these penguins a little bit more. Like I remember you have a sentence saying they how you define a huddle, which would be a penguin behind their head into their shoulders. That would be something that these guys do during the break, is like this, right? So you can use some body language to say, okay, what does this really mean? Just instead of just a lot of text. And another thing that I noticed several times during your talk was like this. What's the problem here? Have you noticed that? In written English, there's a small problem, but because it happens too often, so I need to point that out. What's the problem here? You don't know. There should be always a space. Space. It's like A, B, C. Then you need to have a space before you put this. Okay? And the same, for example, time. The time is 11:30. There should be a space here. Okay, so because this happens very often, so I need to point that out. Another thing that happened in this talk and also in previous talk would be you talk about the data, for example, this one, and you have nicely introduced the axis. Maybe not this one. This one, okay. So you have also nicely renamed the table, and you talk about what this means. But it would be really great to talk a little bit about your data, because you already highlight 2 numbers. So maybe one way to make your talk more specific is to tell us the number. For example, you can say, okay, this is a little bit long. Okay. So the number of individual per hurdle, you can say, okay, that's about 1,100, something like that. And this is about, and this is much more than the others. Okay, so you can talk about numbers. And also you have your discussion and results separated. This is because that's the structure of a paper. Because in most research paper, you will have your results and discussion separated. However, in a talk, which is really, really short, I would highly recommend that you talk about this. For example, you talk about climate influence, a lot of parameters. This should come after this. This is your climate, right? So you can talk about the reason right after you talk about the data. Because otherwise, when you talk about all the different results and then you come to your discussion, we already forget your results. So we were like, I'm not sure how this link to your data. Okay, so it will be good to connect data to your interpretation. Okay, but I think it's also a very enjoyable talk, and I hope to see your improvement next time.